Hi there and welcome along to row 7 of the 12 rows of Christmas, and today we're going for some really spicy stuff. What today is it's 7 minutes sprinting. What we're going to do is we're going to do 1 minute sprint and then 1 minute 15 rest 7 times, hence the 7 sprinting minutes. Now, as far as giving it some kind of a program for it, then what I want you to do is kind of aim to start at round about your 1k stroke rate and pace. So that's usually, as a ballpark, round about your 2k pace minus 5 seconds. So if you can start there and then hope to try and improve through the workout, then that's awesome, okay? Now, if you can only hold it, that's okay. If you actually have to start backing off from that 1k pace or the 2k minus 5, then that's okay as well. But the point is that these 1 minute intervals, you're putting pretty much everything into it. Not a complete fly and die, eye bulging, I couldn't give any more, because you want to be able to last for all 7, but that's why I'm giving you that kind of 1k pace guide, all right? So this should be a proper top intensity, really tough workout. And hopefully by the time you get to, say, interval 4, if you're kind of like, you know what, this isn't as tough as it could be, that's when you can really push those last 3 intervals to make sure that this is the killer workout. Sorry, or bad choice of words, that this is the really tough workout that it's meant to be, all right? I don't want anyone to actually cack it while you're rowing. So, because this is a tough row today, we're going to do our 10-minute warm-up, all right? And it also adds some duration, gives you a little bit more meters if you're doing the holiday challenge. As always, we start off by setting up our machine. So please go to the front of the machine on the Concept 2 and set your drag factor to where you want it to be. If you don't know about drag factor, please check out the video I have on the YouTube channel. If you're not on the Concept 2, then just set the resistance or weight or whatever you have so that you get a good feel from the stroke, but you don't have to heave against it, okay? If you have to really launch your back too soon, it's probably the resistance is too high. Next up, if you're able to, please set your monitor to eye height, so you're not looking up and you're not looking down. And finally, if you can set the height of your foot plates, then get it to a point when so that you're able to get to the front of the machine with your shins pointing vertically. If they are set too high, you might not be able to get there. If they are set too low, you might go scooting straight past. So a good ballpark is that the strap covers the balls of your feet rather than the high kind of bony meaty part, or well, not bony meaty, but you know what I mean, the kind of high part. Or the bottom lace on your shoes. Okay, that's a kind of a good ballpark, and then you can adjust from there. Okay, right. Oh, it's a big. This shouldn't have been a long intro today. It should have been a quick one. So 4-minute warm-up. I'm going to start 18 strokes a minute at round about 2k plus 20 pace. Okay, so try and get into that 2k plus 20 as quick as possible, and I will talk all the way through this 10 minutes as we go up and in and out of different stroke rates. Okay, here we go then. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So this 18 strokes a minute start goes for 2 minutes. Okay, so this gives you a chance, if you wish, to just ease yourself into it over about 30 or 40 seconds. And then you've got 2 minutes at this rate and pace. And then we increase up to 20 strokes a minute and 2 seconds faster for a couple of minutes. Then we slow back down to 18s, and then we do this thing where we spend 30 seconds going slightly faster, and then 30 seconds back to 18s, and progressively do that so that in the last 10th minute you're rowing at 30 strokes a minute and at 2k pace, and that should get you nicely primed, ready for the main session. Now, if you don't know what I'm on about with this whole 2k pace thing, then it's based around rowing a 2-kilometer time trial and then dividing the resulting time that it took you by 4. And that then gives you your average pace to cover 500 meters in your 2k. And most good rowing machines show you your pace as your current 500 meter split time. And so when I say 2k plus 20, you go 20 seconds slower than your 2k average. Okay, let's take it up to 20 strokes a minute. and 2k plus 18 pace. Now I realise how I just said that might make it sound like I'm saying if you don't have the 500 meter split pace that you don't have a good rowing machine. It's not what I meant by it. I just meant kind of industry standard, more kind of machines aimed at more serious rowers, like the Concept 2 and RP3, the Smart Row add-on for a water rower. They all show you your pace as your current pace to cover 500 meters. It's a much easier way to try to discuss pace and to have some kind of reference to work from than setting it to calories. Watts are useful, but there's so many differences from stroke to stroke that it's quite hard to be precise about it, whereas you can for the 500 meter pace. Okay, so 5 strokes to go, and then we're going to slow down to 18s again, just to ease off a tad. Here we go. So 18 strokes a minute for this next minute at 2k plus 20 pace, and then at the end of this minute we're going to increase to 22 strokes per minute and 2k plus 15 pace. And I want you to really think through all of this about your pace increase and your stroke rate being because you are pushing harder with the legs, okay? 2 strokes to go. One more. You ready for this? So let's go up to 22. So push that little bit harder with your legs, and that should give you a slightly faster drive speed, and that will take your stroke rate up as well as putting more power into the machine. Last one here. Let's go back down to 18s and 2k plus 20. So that's all we're going to do. We'll just do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And the next increase is 24 strokes a minute and 2k plus 12 after this stroke. You ready? Here we go. So just more of a push. And if you have a good ratio between your drive phase and your recovery, then a faster drive means a faster recovery. 2 more. Back to 18s. And certainly at the lower end of the stroke rates, that ratio should be 2 to 1, where your drive phase is twice as fast as your recovery. 2 more, and then we're going up to 26 and 2k plus 9. Here we go. So just a bit more of a push. And if you're struggling with the speed of the recovery, remember, your arms lead the way. So get those arms in and straight back out. 2 more. 1 more. Down to 18s. Use your arms to create that forward momentum that helps take you forwards to the front of the machine again. Okay, next up is 28 strokes a minute and 2K plus 5 pace. After this one, you ready? Here we go. So, this is why it's important to have a good posture so that your hands away trigger the forward rock over your hips into a forward lean. 2 more. 1 more. There we go. Back to 18s. We'll just have 1 more to go. We are going to jump up to 30 strokes next. And 2K pace this time. So a bit of a jump in pace. So a real increase in push after this stroke. You ready? Let's go. 1 stroke every 2 seconds. Push hard. Make sure to connect the handle to the machine at the same time you push with your feet. We don't want any power leaks. 3 more. 1 more. There we go. And then we'll just cruise home at 18, just to keep your muscles working. Flush out the blood that's currently in there. Make sure you get good old fresh oxygenated blood ready for the start of the main session. There we go. Right, so if you don't think that you are warmed up properly enough for today's session, keep on rowing, make sure that you are warm, maybe pause the video. It really is important that you're warm today. Otherwise, just keep moving up down the rail and I'll quickly go over what it is we're doing today. Okay then, so on the 12th row of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 minutes sprinting. What we're going to do is 1 minute really fast, and then we're going to take 1 minute 15 rest. I'm going to do this 7 times. Now I want you to start this at your 1K pace, which is round about 2K minus 5 for most people as a kind of cookie cutter ballpark. But if you're cruising along thinking, hey man, this is not fast, and I'm just, hey, having a whale of a time, increase your pace, okay? And this is the whole point of saying I want you to start at 1K pace. It's then up to you to go fast, okay? This is meant to be that top tier max workout that's going to really help you develop power from your legs, to the feel of what it's like to row fast in terms of your technique. Your cardio is going to be right up there. Everything's going to be going full. This is going to be a great speed workout, and will help you in the long run, and it'll also hit you. It's a lot more exciting than 30-minute, 20 strokes a minute, isn't it? Huh. So that's the point of today, okay? If you feel that it's easy, if you're only in a kind of like 7 or 8 out of 10 on an effort scale, you are going too soft. The point is this really should be getting up to 10 out of 10, certainly by interval 3 and definitely by interval 4. And then you can then race home to a finish, all right? So please don't take this one easy. This is, the t-shirt I've got that says, don't push the slow stuff, push the fast stuff. Today is about pushing the fast stuff, all right? So hopefully all the ATP in your muscles is regenerated in the time it's taken for me to go over this again. So have a quick one last drink before the first interval. Maybe reseat your seats if you've been sitting in the same position for the whole warm-up and me talking. Make sure you're comfortably strapped in. Oh, it's the 3rd time you've reminded me and I've still not clicked yes, I'm rowing. Right, are you ready for this? I hope so. So, stroke rate's going to be high, maybe mid-30s for me. Pace is going to be round about 2k minus 5 to start, and then we'll see how we feel. No, not finished, I'm just about to start. Okay, here we go then. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it's just a minute, but it's important that you put the power in, and you might find that you've already naturally hit a pace that just feels what you should be rowing at. So I'm 2k minus 6 right now, and really think about that power coming from your legs, and then you finish with your arms. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1 for my strokes, but of course I may be rowing at a different rate than you, so make sure to put in your full minute, okay? Now if you want to protect sore back, if you have one, then with 10 seconds to go, start doing some light rowing, okay? Get the flywheel moving so that you're not picking up a stopped flywheel, okay? Have a quick drink. Even if it's just a sip to keep your mouth wet. Okay, we have 20 seconds to go. Get yourself back in the foot straps. Maybe wiggle your backside. If you're going to start doing light rowing, start now. Try and get it timed right so that you start when I start. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Because that first stroke can be very heavy, and if you are nursing anything, any kind of a back issue, I don't want it to niggle because of that heavy start. So make sure to protect your back with light rowing if you need. Okay, I'm still 2k minus 6. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Whew. This is definitely going to be one of these heavy breathing rest periods, because I need to catch my breath properly here so I can talk to you in the main effort. It's much more valuable that I talk to you in the actual effort phase than talk to you in the rest period, okay? Well, that's what I think. It'd be a lot easier if I just spoke to you in the rest period and didn't speak to you in the effort, but 20 seconds to go. 15. Okay, get ready to do some light rowing if you want to protect your back. Rest of us, we're all going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That first stroke is really your whole body trying to get the flywheel moving as quick as possible right from the start. So as you are pushing with your legs on that first stroke, you are okay to pull with your arms at the same time. But for the rest of the row, it's legs first, arms to finish. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. So really, that's the key here, is to continue the power coming from your legs and finishing strong at the back with your arms. Even though the power is up, the stroke rate's up, I'm hitting 34 strokes a minute for all 3 intervals so far. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, my glutes are on fire from all this pushing. It's like doing 34 really tough squats over and over again. Okay, 20 seconds to go. Oh, I didn't have a drink. Remind me to have a drink in the next interval, okay? Oh, okay, 10 seconds to go. Light rowing if you wish. The rest of us, we're going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. And it is a good idea to just think about simple aspects of the stroke when rowing at this intensity. So if you just think about push, pull, push, pull, push, pull as the sequencing between legs and arms, hopefully that'll keep you right. Push, pull. And just make sure that that push is where the power comes from. 3, 2, 1. There's so much more nuance to the stroke, but at this intensity it gets harder and harder to think about nuance, and so that's why we do like the 30 minutes at 20 strokes per minute, in order to, thank you, thanks for reminding me. In order to kind of grind in a natural stroke, so that hopefully just 1 or 2 triggers just helps you fall back into that natural stroke again. Whew. 20 seconds to go. We're more than halfway there. Only got 3 more to go. Awesome. Here you go then. 10 seconds, light rowing if you wish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now as we get towards the end of this row, you may find that as fatigue sets in, certain things start to decay, like your posture. So really concentrate on a powerful up on your sit bones posture, as you come forwards, and then hold that forward lean as you push with the legs. All right, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. A little bit, tiny bit faster. So far, distance per split is quite close for me. 303, then 2, 1, 1, 3. So I'm going back up in pace again, which is quite nice. Okay, 2 more to go, and I'm hoping you're in a similar situation to me in terms of discomfort. But like the t-shirt says, embrace the discomfort, baby. It's quantum, baby. Okay, I should have put baby on it, shouldn't I? 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. Pick up the handle, do some light rowing if you wish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Certainly my quads are feeling it on that start stroke. And again, as fatigue sets in, or if it's setting in, don't be tempted to over slide or over lean with your back. Keep your technique and just push. Just really concentrate. Even if your legs are on fire, keep on pushing. Things can only get better. 3, 2, 1. Sorry, that was a lyric from a Boris Dlugosch house tune. Keep pushing on. Things can only get better. It won't take long. Keep on pushing to the top. Oh, crikey. Remind me not to sing during, or just remind me not to sing, to be honest. Oh. Right, have a drink before the last one. And you know what I'm going to say. I want this one to be your fastest. I want you to put everything into this. So I got to 303. I want to try and get like 307 or something for this next one. 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. Whew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. Keep those arms straight as you push hard with the legs. Get that power through your kinetic chain into the machine. Fingers hooked over the handle. Let the power surge in, and only then at the back do you bend your elbows and finish strong. Come on. 3, 2, 1. One more. Just. Oh. Hey. That's a nice sight. One second. $312. So my average was 303 for most of them, and then the last one I wanted 307. I managed to push it up to 312, although I did, my average was 2 strokes faster for the last one. That's okay. Remember I said before about how you can get pace up through stroke rate as well as pushing harder with your legs. And so pushing harder with my legs gave me that faster drive phase, and then I was returning faster as well, rather than just pushing and then going a little bit slower to maintain stroke rate. I was driving fast, coming back fast, so my stroke rate went up a little bit, but then so did my pace. Most of them were 2k minus 6. That last one was 2k minus 10 almost, and that's quite nice. I'm quite happy to see that. I was rowing 136 for most of that, and I'm quite happy that that's what I was doing, because that's kind of where I want to be back in the world of 2k racing and things. So it's good to know I can at least do that for a minute. I'll just have to try and do it for another for 6 minutes after that. But hey, small nibbles. Right, how should we do this? Let's do a 3-minute cool down. Hopefully you've climbed up off the floor. At the end of that one, I have to apologise for the heavy breathing right at the end, but I could hardly speak. And then laughing didn't help either. So, 3-minute cool down. First minute, one word. First minute, we're going to do 18 strokes a minute, 2k plus 20, or maybe 2k plus 18, maybe just try and go a little bit harder for the first 10 seconds, just push a little bit, and then slow down to that 2k plus 20 quite quick after 10 seconds. And then the last 2 minutes of this cool down we'll do as the single leg and the arms only, okay? I'll talk you through it though, okay? Let's get into it. In 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, that first stroke of a cool down is sometimes a little bit on the tough side, a little bit on the wild side. Oh, you can tell I'm in a much more vibrant mood today because I had my spaghetti last night. Make sure and start to ease off the pace of the way. I had a belly full of spaghetti, and oh, it was nice. Just sat on the couch with a big bowl of spaghetti bolognese, my wife next to me, who's just had her hair cut and hair dyed into like a really nice auburn colour. And is it wrong to really fancy your own wife? Oh. Right, one leg on the ground, single leg rowing. I mean, it's like your kids. You have to love your kids because they're your kids. It should, I guess, be the same with who you're married to. But seriously, when she came home yesterday from the hairdressers with her hair all nice and slightly kind of reddish hair, felt like I was 18 again. I was like, oh, hubba. I should really say this to her though, shouldn't I? So I swap legs. I was too busy talking about Julie. Swap legs. We'll add on 10 seconds to this one and we'll nibble away 5 seconds off the next 2. Hopefully this is just helping ease you off. Anyway, okay, one more like this, and let's put both feet in, legs straight, and just roll with your back and arms. So swing over your back, Pull in your arms, out with your arms, swing back over your back again. This is just about loosening you off now. It's also a handy refresher for technique, but okay. Let's roll into the front with straight arms, forward lean, and just push out from the front and try and hold this forward lean and straight arms. Don't let your arms bend at all. Just think about them being nice and straight. Don't push too hard with the legs. Just get that timing right. It's a great last thing to do. One more. Oh, it's like that's how your body remembers rowing now. Okay, so what I'm hoping is going to happen is that split screen's about to happen, and you will see images of me doing some stretching in the same t-shirt because I'm a skank, because I'm about to film it, you see. And that's what I plan to do from now on, is put up a split screen of me doing stretching, kind of in a guided way for you folks to follow if you want to climb off the machine and do some stretching while I say goodbye. How well this will work, I don't know, especially when you factor in the fact that sometimes I do go on a bit when it comes to the end thing. But there's a bunch of different stretches to do, and what I'll do is I'll span them out to last the duration of how long it takes for me to talk at the end. However, same as the cool down, just because I've stopped doesn't mean that you have to stop. And those stretches I'm going to show you are the core ones that I do. There's other stretches that you can do depending on whether you, like say you have, you want to do some ankle flexibility, then you can do that, but I don't show you that. Really all I'm showing is hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, which again, the thing about hip flexors is sometimes it's actually about it being a weakness, which is why you've got sore or strange hip flexors rather than it needing a stretch. So but hip flexors, and then chest, shoulders, biceps, forearms, and fingers as well, because that hooking over the handle can sometimes just give you a little bit of the claw. Okay, so that should be going on the screen next to you. Okay, obviously I'm not talking to you while doing it. Or you might be able to see my lips moving. You get, because I'm talking to you here rather than him talking to you. Anyway, you get what I mean. So anyway, back to today's row. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. But again, because there was only 7 intervals, the most important thing there was that you hit it really hard. I'm going to put it in the description, so hopefully you read it. That you have to go, and I said it right at the very beginning, you have to go hard from the outset on this one. If you didn't end up in the same kind of state as me, unable to talk or breathe at the end, you did not go hard enough, okay? Now, fair enough, if you have a medical reason to not go hard enough, then I'm glad that you backed off. But hopefully we're all in a sensible enough world that I don't have to put a disclaimer on every single video saying, if your doctor says not to work out hard, then please don't work out hard. I think there's a sensibleness. I mean, I might stick it on anyway now that I've said it. I don't leave myself open to liability, but yeah, anyway. So I really enjoyed that. That was a proper top tier workout for me. It was all about real intense cardio, real intense leg work that, although it's pushed me really hard, I'm not so drained that I'm not going to be able to row tomorrow. Okay, that's the important part, especially if doing these 12 rows of Christmas in the stretch like I'm doing. It's important to still make sure that the next days are all still okay to be done. So my bowl of power is exceptionally drained. It's right down at the bottom right now with just a tiny little bit left. But then tomorrow I'm going to do one of the low intensity rows, which will help that bowl of power regenerate to get up to full again, so that when we come on to day 9, which is back to a medium intensity row, then I'm all stopped up, and then I can then go for a embrace the discomfort, kind of long, hard row for that one, okay? So that's the point of that. That's what's going on. So thank you so much for doing this one along with me. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for reminding me halfway to have a drink. That was really helpful. Thanks. Good thing I brought you. Good thing you're there on the other side of this camera. There's nobody on the other side of the camera. It's just me. It's quite tragic, really. Not even the kids, they don't even come in and help. So, and I'm going to go in, tell my wife how beautiful she is, but I tell her that kind of every day anyway. I'm a very, very lucky man. I think I've said before how Meeting Julie was, she was and is my everything. If I hadn't met Julie when I did, who knows what I would have become. And yeah, and she's exceptionally patient because I'm exceptionally messy. So all my care and attention goes into my work. And then, yeah, it's not that I'm messy. I just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, if I make a cup of coffee, I'll have the cup of coffee first, and then I'll tidy up, having made the cup of coffee. That's the kind of man I am, which I can tell there are going to be people out there going, oh, I'd hate to live with you. Anyway, right, so there we go. Now we're talking about that. Well, let's, what do we talk? In fact, tell you what, shall we do Embrace the Discomfort? Because this is my kind of my new t-shirt that I've done. This is the first time I've worn it, obviously. This is my new little slogan I've come up with. I then want to say embrace hardship, because that's the Mindset RX guy. That's what he says. Then I want to say things like embrace the suck or whatever, or whatever, because that's the Navy SEALs, I think. So actually, I was thinking about it, and the truth is that discomfort is the point, okay? If because when you're rowing, especially in the 2K, you get to a point of discomfort, and it's how you deal with that. Can you push through it? Can you ignore it? Do you give up because of it? But actually, if you can embrace it, if you can say, you know what, I know you're coming and I know what you're about to tell me, but you know what, I'm going to love that. I'm going to push through it. I'm going to, like, properly, it's going to be part of me, and I'm going to just like not let it touch me. It's going to be here as a passenger rather than something that's going to stop me. You're going to be a better rower. Okay. So that's the point of embrace the discomfort. It's not endure the discomfort. It's not get through it or whatever. It's about embrace it. When it comes, you'll love it. It's like I said before, as a cyclist, when I was cycling up hills, I'd go, yes, I eat hills. So today's hashtag for the video, if you got this far, is embrace the discomfort. Okay. Hopefully the John doing stretching on the other split screen is round about done. And yeah, and we're all done. So that's the end of row 7 of the 12 rows of Christmas. I wonder what my true love will give to me on row 8. Who knows? But I'm going to go back into the house and I'm going to say hello to my true love and tell her how much I love her, because she's pretty and I kind of like her. She makes me feel funny. All right. Have a nice day. Please look after yourselves. Stay safe. Be well. Bye-bye.